Pirzola. Oh, no applause? You're all fired.
Now that you've reached the stage in your life where quality television is important, Nubian TV is a black network that speaks to your lifestyle. Nubian TV is the world's first digital network devoted to the upscale and political lifestyles of black people. Nubian TV's programming includes politics, travel, fashion, food, automotive, arts and culture, civil rights, music, and more. Watch now on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, or watch globally at nubiantv.net. Nubian TV, it's what you want to watch. Now that you've
Come with me if you want to live a more delicious life. Oh, maybe we should get in the van.
In this world, we don't get to control much. The past, male pattern baldness.
Leggies.
Got one right now. The urge to puff that bubble wrap.
But there is one thing we do get to choose every single day: what we eat. Welcome to the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment. We have everything you want, didn't know you wanted, and some things you didn't know were possible. Because we believe if you're not having fun, you're not living free. So come on, let's live a little.
Hey, good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money. Are you ready? They are ready.
Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning.
It's always a good time.
That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good.
Coming in hot, Jimmy, coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Oh,
Good morning, America. I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in.
That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, where?
Ginger.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Well, hello to you, and you. Welcome into another edition of Brayley's Virtual Tour Live. Glad to have all you here. It is the 18th day of the Diddy trial here. Glad to have you all in, Jane Doe. has taken back to the stand to give more testimony. Ooh, my Lord Jesus, it looks like some things are finally locking into place here. Yes, indeed. With that being said, higher is waiting, low is available, but either way, we are live on tour. Let me take down this iconic intro here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And then there is hey everybody, welcome and glad to have you here. By the way, to the person that commented about 90 Day Fiance Hunt for Love, that is the show. It's a new show. Those are the episodes. I just don't title them, the episode titles like I do with Roa, but that's the show. So nothing has changed about that. So just want to clear that up. Hi everybody, welcome in. Good to see you all on this Friday, if you want to call it that. Glad to have all of you here. We got a lot to get to. So let's get to the getting and doing what we do. Because, oh my Lord. So here we go here. So from NBCNews.com, Shonda Combs X testified she feared she'd lose her home if she refused sex with strangers. Yeah. Jane said she got urinary tract and yeast infections almost every week from the drug-fueled hotel night she said Combs orchestrated, and that took antibiotics for constant pain. Now, I'm just going to say this from the jump. If you all remember when Cassie testified, right? Remember when Cassie testified that she had UTI infections, she had mouth sores, and she also had gastrointestinal problems. And in addition to that, she was taking antibiotics to the point where, because of what she did at these freak-offs, her body rejected antibiotics. I'm just making the links come together here, ladies and gentlemen. So, here we go. What to know about the sex trafficking trial? Former pseudonym of Combs, identified by the pseudonym Jane, returned to the stand Friday and broke down in sobs as she described encounters with sex partners during alleged hotel nights that she said could go on for multiple rounds. The details of the hotel nights are nearly identical to what Combs' former girlfriend Cassie referred to as freak-offs. Jane was asked what protection she carries and entertainers she used during hotel nights, and said they used none because Combs didn't want it. Amid the hotel sessions, Jane said she got urinary tract and yeast infections almost every week, and that she had to take antibiotics for constant pain. Combs faces 5 criminal counts, 1 count of racketeering conspiracy, 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Combs has ferociously denied the allegations against him. This live briefing may include graphic descriptions of sexual violence. For resources on sexual assault, call the National Sexual Assault Telephone Hotline. Sign up for the Diddy on Trial newsletter for key developments and analysis, and listen to the Dateline Nightly podcast. All right, here we go, everybody. Let's make it in here and do what we do, or let's get in here and make it do what we do, rather. Court adjourned for the day. Court has been adjourned for the day. Jane will retake the stand Monday. The prosecution says the rest of their questioning will take most, if not all, of Monday. So it seems like Jane will be the only witness Monday. Sorry, no. Okay. Combs told Jane that she would have a rude awakening if she did comply with the testifies. In an audio message from Combs to Jane, played in court. I did say, would it be interesting if some audio got out? Because they were able to get that video out of Diddy and Cassie at that hotel. Congratulations, you played yourself. In an audio message from you will have, hang on, she warned he warned she was going to have a rude awakening. You will have silence if she did not participate in hotel nights with him. I'm not going to be playing these games with you at all, he said in the message. He then told her, you got me on my job. It will never work like that over here. You need to get on your job, meaning his job, supporting her financially, her job of taking care of him, making sure he's happy. You have left me no choice. You have me treating you, he said. I'm trying to be clear. I'm going to disappear on you. Bruh. Really? This is just like, hang on, let me play this because I just have to. Because there was a clip or a short that I did that someone said, say that, sir. Hang on, let me see here. Give me a moment here. I think this is the clip here. No, that's not the one. Give me a moment, y'all. Give me a moment. By the way, happy Friday to everybody. Hopefully everybody is doing very well. Yes, indeed. Here. There we go. That's the one I'm looking for. So this clip right here, I want you to watch this, okay? Real quick. Try this up. Here we go. After you paid off the security guards, right, including Eddie Garcia, after you gave the boss $50,000, and after you got on a FaceTime call with Eddie Garcia to make Cassie tell Garcia to get rid of the video, you made another call to tell Garcia that footage will ruin your career. Basically, it meant you know what the fuck you did. It's the tapping of the pen, and the defense is making headway. This does not help the defense at all. At all. So after you paid, I wanted to play that. By the way, this person said, "Say it, sir," because like facts are facts here. So you mean to tell me that in an audio message that got played in court of you saying to Jane that she was going to have a rude awakening, you will have silence if she didn't participate in hotel nights with him, basically correlates to what Cassie said of Cassie was forced into these freak-offs. Sir, you thought recording these freak-offs for your, Pornhub Netflix account or OnFlix account, rather, you thought that doing all that for your pleasure was good, only for it to be turned out, for it to be utilized against you. But you the smart one, though. Okay, all right, moving on. Combs was upset at Jane for postponing hotel night when she was unwell. Text show. Remember when Cassie said that she was unwell, but yet she still had to continue it? Text shown in court and read by Jane show that Combs became irritated at her when she postponed an all-star hotel night because she was on her period and feeling unwell. An all-star hotel night involves more than one entertainer at a time, Jane explained. She said she texted Combs that her body hit a wall and that she did not want to do drugs, to which he responded to drink champagne instead. When she told him she got her period and shared a picture with him proving she was menstruating. Combs accused her of acting weird as fucking playing him. Fuck you for real, leave me alone, Combs texted her. Jane texted back that she'd been giving him hotel nights for 2.5 years and that she's not a liar, cheater, or a sex robot. We just need to have a serious talk about everything, she wrote. Combs did not respond to her for 3 weeks, she said. So, this just, what? Hey, my thoughts. Good to see you, my friend. First of all, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? So, you know what? I'm about to make this real personal. And I don't give a fuck. Okay? So, when your daughters were, evolving and going through puberty and everything else, they had their periods, did you question them that they had their period? Or not? Or did you allow them to go through it because that's Mother Nature and you didn't intervene, dumb fuck? So even after she texted you a picture of her on her menstruation period, right? Or her being on a period going through her menstruation, you still wanted her to fuck. Is this what the fuck we're doing here? Yeah, my face was stunned like that for a fucking damn minute. Please excuse me. What the fuck? Child, I can't. I just cannot. And then you told her, fuck you for real, leave me alone. Child, I just can't. And so, here's the thing that really gets me. So, all the children that you had, those came from women, right? And so were the women acting weird when they said, I need to go to the hospital because I'm about to give birth right now? Was it weird for you to have your children, Diddy? Were those ladies playing with you when they needed time, care, and attention to get through not just their pregnancy, but also get through anything that impacted them after the pregnancy, like postpartum depression? Bruh. Let's roll on. I can't. Jane testifies that Combs is still paying her rent. Jane said that Combs is still paying her rent. In March of 2023, she said she and Combs made an agreement that he would pay her a monthly allowance. I said $15,000. He said $10,000. Jane said about the allowance, I started looking for new places and moved into a new home and used that budget. I want something big and spacious for my child and I to enjoy a place I could go home to and enjoy some sense of balance in the relationship. I had been giving him all my love, and this was him giving me something. Okay, child. When asked by the prosecution what she would have to do as part of the agreement, she said she could get money for anything without pressure for 2 years. In August of 2023, Jane texted Combs. Jane said Combs tried to text her asking, "Are we getting freaky tonight?" It isn't clear what she responded, but Combs texted back, "Well, get over it, please. Look at the roof over your head." Combs was paying her rent then, still paying her rent now. She disclosed. She said the allowance was not enough to furnish her new place, and adding that she opened 3 credit cards and went to debt in order to buy furniture. So I think that this is a RICO, right? Because if we remember, Derek Ferguson, the former chief financial officer of Bad Boy Entertainment, said he had to separate Diddy's personal finances and the business finances of Bad Boy Entertainment. But Diddy's a smart one, though. Okay. All right. Okay. Attorney for Jane says Mia Alice are trying to expose her identity. An attorney for Jane, an ex-girlfriend of Sean Combs, who was speaking in court on condition of anonymity, says me and Alice are trying to expose her identity. The attorney accused the outlets of live streaming and posting articles actively attempting to uncover the client's identity and asked the courts to stop these attempts to violate the court's order. Judge Arnson said members of the public are doing their own investigations and are making attempts to discern her identity. Tamarian told the attorney to identify who is trying to do this and make a submission, adding he will consider issuing a gag order to the media if someone is found out to have violated the rules. Now, I remember that culture talk that I did with Pam, Jonda, and Latrice, that I said, and I quote, if you don't think that people are not opening up their phone, going to the voice recorder app, and just putting their phone down, let the phone capture all the audio, then going home, logging it. Or if you don't think they're not taking notes at the trial, so HarperCollins and all these other book publishers can come to them after the trial is over for a book deal, and you don't think an FX series is going to be made about this trial, and movies and all that stuff ain't happening after all this shit's said and done, you must be out your ever-loving mind. Of course they're trying to figure out the identity of the witnesses coming to the front. Because Child 50 Cent posted something today, and when I went to my Facebook Messenger to try to pull it up, it was gone from the neighborhood talk. We'll get to that here in just a little bit. Here we go here. Jane says she felt used after finding out Diddy was taking another woman on trips. Jane told the court that Combs went on a birthday trip with another woman after a hotel night they had on her birthday in 2023. So it seems like Diddy don't really care about birthdays, because he didn't care about Cassie's birthday either. She found out about it when she saw that the other woman had posted a private jet decorated for her birthday on Instagram, adding that they went to Turks and Caicos, a destination she asked Combs to take her many times. And I believe that Cassie was in Turks and Caicos. Oh my Lord, it made me feel absolutely terrible. She said, I just finished my birthday with him. It broke my heart because I just finished spending my birthday with all these guys having sex with me, and then he wouldn't even do such a romantic gesture for someone else. When Jane confronted him, Combs said he didn't feel like telling her what he was doing with someone else. But yet you said to Cassie that you are in the swinger lifestyle and y'all can swap out partners anytime you want. Sir. Hang on, y'all. I ain't too blessed for you. Long time no see. Good to see you, my friend. I hope all is well. But sir, I'm serious right now. Does anybody else believe the defense is making headway? Because I know there were a couple stupid bitches and mitches on YouTube and social media saying that out loud on their platforms with their whole chest, entity, and soul. Is any of this testimony that's being said today in court helping the defense at all or no? Y'all tell me, because it seems like everybody is a YouTube court TV lawyer all of a sudden. A woman texted Diddy that she was going through menstruation, and Diddy said, "You're acting fucking weird, and you're playing with her." Right? And then we have this woman, Jane, who said, and I quote, that she spent her birthday with Diddy, only for Diddy, right, to go to Turks and Caicos with a whole nother woman, have a private jet customized for her. And then on top of that, Diddy is allegedly still paying this woman's rent. And like I said, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must apply of what I said. if you said the defense is making headway. If you didn't say that shit, this ain't for you. Don't pick up that bullet and be a professional victim. Please don't. Because I'm really getting sick and tired of people saying, oh, well, you know, Braylon and other people are being too mean to me and this, that, and the third. No, you're a fucking public figure. This comes with the territory. If you can't handle it, don't say shit. Damn. So it's cool when you do it, but it's cool if other people do it. What the fuck is wrong with your ass? Let's get back to our timeline. Because I'm beyond flabbergasted. Child, when Jane confronted him, Combs said he didn't feel like telling her what Keith was doing with someone else in the text to Combs shown in court. She said she didn't want to do a hotel night on her birthday and that she was frustrated and feeling used. Combs responded by accusing Jane of throwing sex in my face and saying, let's just be friends. That's what you said? You said, let's just be friends? When have you ever been friends with any of the women that you've had freak-offs with? They were your whores. It was almost like going to the Grand Theft Auto character selection and just trying to figure out who you want to play in your video game. Like, what the hell, bro? Child, let's roll on. I don't throw sex in your face constantly, but these things require everything out of me for 30, 40 hours straight. She responded via text. I figure on my birthday, you would switch it up on me, and you're making me feel used right now. You're breaking up with me. Combs eventually texted her that he missed her and asked to make it up to her. Jane told the court that she didn't respond for 13 days because, congratulations, you played yourself. You're like, oh, damn, well, shit, I got myself caught up. Got me feeling caught up. I don't know what it is, but it seems you got me twisted. I'm so #caught up. I'm losing control because this girl's got a hold on me. Here you go, baby. Now listen, but like, dude, like, just say that you are a piece of shit fucking bastard that has done really fucked up shit and own responsibility, but you won't do that. Because you would rather play it all the way through of being the villain so you can still be talked about. You do realize whether you get a guilty verdict or non-guilty verdict. I only say that, people, because we got to let this play through the court of law. But I'm just saying, regardless, your life is over, bro. Just keep it up. Jane wrote notes saying she was done in 2022. In a December 12th, 2022 note, Jane wrote that she was done being used by Combs, you are hurtful and damaging to me, she wrote. I have to go away from you because you crossed too many lines. The note shown in court continued, I am done being used by you. You leave me to clean up and recover on my own. That was a very brave note. That note could have made her a note in the newspaper classifieds, rather. You know how they do the who's passed away in the newspaper? Newspapers are still around, y'all, okay? They're just not as big as they used to be, but you get my point. That note could have made her a note. Child. Diddy said he did not know how Jane felt about hotel nights despite telling him often witness testifies. What? Sir, you didn't know how Jane felt? Literally, she just wrote a note in 2022, bro. Right here. Like, I'm not a lawyer. I'm a social commentator, cultural commentator, media commentator, right? Radio broadcasting is my first love. I learned how to find my voice for radio found my way to control through TV, and then the marketplace saw me how to diversify. So I'm not a lawyer. Go Pam Esquire, lead attorney, and everybody else who does this, because this is what the fuck they do. But bro, from my common sense brain, you have to be that fucking damn stupid for you to say this. Sir, this is the 18th day of your trial, and you didn't know about how Jane felt about hotel nights? Oh, okay then, child. Let's roll on. Jane said Combs told her toward the end of their relationship that he did not know how she felt about hotel nights, despite her saying she told him multiple times and texted him in person. She testified that she believed him at the time, but has reviewed their text messages with each other, and that she had been telling him the same thing over and over again since 2021. Jane said that when she told him about how she felt about hotel nights during their relationship, he was upset, dismissive, and belittled. You know, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. And by the way, shout out to the courtroom sketch artist that has been doing a magnificent job of capturing everything. And you're probably wondering why they're courtroom sketches, Braylon, because there's no cameras and audio allowed. Here we go. Here, Jane says she got UTIs almost every week amid the hotel nights. Jane says she got urinary tract and yeast infections almost every week, and that she had to take antibiotics for constant pain. It would take her between a week and a week and a half, and a couple of weeks to recover. She said sometimes she couldn't fully recover before another hotel night. She says she used to get some soreness in her portal and pelvic area every night, but she never told Combs that. She also said she didn't stop when she got sore, but she's not sure why. Like I said before, y'all remember when Cassie said that she got UTI infections, mouth sores, and she also got gastrointestinal problems. And she took antibiotics. Cassie rather took antibiotics, but it was getting to the point because of the UTI infections, the mouth sores, and gastrointestinal problems that her body rejected the antibiotics. I'm just bringing the links together for y'all. Moving on, Jane says Combs asked her to get her nipples pierced, describes preparation for hotel nights. Jane said that Combs asked her to get her nipples pierced while she was in a relationship with him. He said it would turn him on, and that's what he wanted from his girl, she testified. You know, how about somebody take your ass to Claire's and get your cream stick pierced? Now, I know a cream stick is a donut. Y'all follow with what I'm saying, because I can't really say that for YouTube purposes, but y'all follow with what I'm saying. Going to tell a whole grown-ass woman what you want from her, but yet you didn't believe she was going through menstruation and on her period, bro? Okay, child. She said Combs recommended a place to get the piercing. And his former chief of staff, Christina Korchman, helped her set up the appointment. It felt like something bit them, she said, and that she took them off after a year because they bled and got infected. Yeah, you can get infected from a piercing. Yeah, you can. Sean would say things like, "Where are my piercings? This is the last time I see you where you don't have the piercings on." She said he was agitated. Jane also describes to the courtroom what she had to do to prepare for hotel nights with Combs. I will always be on point. Rather, I would have my nails, hair, and tan. She said I would have outfits and shoes ready, same type of shoes every night, high heels, stripper heels. I had them on the entire time of the night. Was a lot. The baby will make my feet sticky and oily. And you know, far be it for me to give an opinion, but if the baby oil is everywhere and she slips and falls on her high heels, stripper heels, then guess what? She would have to go to the hospital. You really didn't think this shit through, did you? You didn't. And not to mention too, like, Diddy seems to not really understand about physical health. It seemed like he just slept in health class. Probably didn't even go to school. That's his fucking dumb mother's ass fault for not raising her son. Lord Jesus. I would say sorry to his mom, but his mom also had parties too. So, and by the way, can we please quit with the shit of, well, you know, his mama, you know, went through a bad time in life. So, you know, the sins of the mother go to the child. No. There are plenty of other people who have went through way worse shit and they ain't this fucking bad. That doesn't excuse the crimes and the atrocities and everything else. But no. That's just like y'all saying Kanye's mama passed away. I'm only saying Kanye's mama passed away because that's the excuse that Kanye's fans always use to defend him. Kanye's mama passed away. Well, other people's mamas have passed away, but they haven't done what Kanye's done. So what? Okay, child, let's roll on. Jane says she was surprised Combs with hotel nights because it was expected. Jane said in court that she booked entertainers for hotel nights twice as a surprise to Combs because she knew it was to be expected. I could read between lines. He didn't have to tell me to do things, she said. He would say, I can't wait to see what you have for me. I knew the task was to sell a hotel night for him. Jane said she surprised Combs with a celebration for his coming home from a long trip. When asked how she felt about Combs, she said she loved him very deeply, told him every day, she said. And of course, the dumbass defense team is going to say, well, you said you loved him every day. Okay, well, Cassie felt the same way. Breon Boglin felt the same way. Like, for all the good times, there were bad times too. Even the personal assistant said that there were good times and bad times. But people don't really seem to care about trauma these days, as we can clearly see from this trial. Moving on. Jane testifies being told that she didn't have to do hotel nights anymore just for Combs to go back on his word. Whoa, no, shocker. Gee willikers. Jane Case. Shout out to Velma. Anyway, before a trip to New York together, Jane recalled making it clear to Combs that she did not want to participate in a hotel night, even though Combs kept asking if she wanted to. Same thing that he did with Cassie. Kept asking. When they got to the 47 hotel, she said his assistants were setting up their room for a hotel night, and she remembers bickering with Combs because she said she didn't want to participate. In response, Combs was very defensive. She said she recalled him saying she did not have to participate in the sexual encounter anymore, but in my heart, I knew he didn't mean that because it still happened that night. Combs made Jane take ecstasy, she testified, and put her in an outfit before a man came in. Y'all remember the young lady that took ecstasy was screaming and help me. That happened this week in testimony. I think that was around Boglin, but ecstasy has come up a lot in this trial. Combs made Jane take ecstasy, she testified, and put her in an outfit before a man came in. I took Sean to the bedroom and told him I couldn't do this, and he was agitated, she said. He asked her what surprises she had for him. She said he wanted to make it up for him since he wasn't going to have the night he envisioned, so she messaged another entertainer she had worked with before because I knew that would make him happy and wanted to have an upbeat night with him. Jane returns to the stand. Prosecution will continue its direct questioning of Jane this afternoon now that lunch break has concluded. Jane will pause testimony during lunch, which will last until 1:15 p.m. Jane says Combs surprised her with an entertainment for her birthday against her wishes. Jane testified that despite telling Combs she did not want to do hotel nights, he surprised her with an entertainment for her birthday in 2023. For her birthday, Combs told her to go to Miami and have a birthday party with just him. That's funny, because didn't Cassie say that she just wanted to go out with her friends for her birthday, but yet you didn't allow her to do it, but yet you're asking Jane to have a birthday party with just you? Okay, Jane. She expected quality time, dinner, and sex with just Combs, she said. Once at dinner round, she said she was dressed up and really happy to be around my lover. Then she said he sprung on her. I'm so excited to see the entertainer tonight. I had this goal. I did not expect that, she said. Combs told her, it's your birthday. Let's have fun. I just accepted, she recalled. She said she did know the entertainer. She did not know the entertainer and did not want to have sex with him, but did want Combs to be unhappy with her either. Jane tearfully testified that after sex with that entertainer, 2 more came forward. She said she was having sex as Combs watched until the morning hours. A look inside the courtroom. Combs is sitting with his hands clasped in front of him, watching Jane testify. All the attorneys from both the prosecution and defense appeared, riveted by Jane's testimony today. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, the defense? The defense that some bitches and midgets are saying, oh, they're making headway. The defense was riveted by Jane's testimony? I'm mentally choked. Sincerely. Did Cassie say there were hours, days, long freak-offs? Moving on. Jane testifies that she was repulsed by 2 men who participated in a hotel night. Jane said one of the men who was included in a 2021 hotel night with Combs repulsed her, saying he was sweaty, smelly, didn't look nice. I just remember I was hesitant, the woman said of the encounter with the man at the Heritage Hotel. I tried to make it work. I tried to kind of seduce him with my body and I don't know, make some sort of attraction happen, she said, but he was so sweaty and that she was trying to give Combs looks to show that she wasn't feeling this. While wearing high heels and lingerie, she tried to dodge Combs' suggestions to perform fellatio on the man, repeatedly telling him she wasn't feeling it. She said, Combs started having sex with her, and I just remember this man sweating on me. Combs then dismissed the man, Jane recalled. In another instance, Jane said she was repulsed by a man Combs invited to a hotel night in 2023. She talked to Combs in a separate room and told him that she was not attracted to him, to which Combs asked, are you sure, she said. Motherfucker, if she wasn't attracted to him, why is she pulling your ass away from everybody in a separate room? And this motherfucker was a legend in hip-hop, in media, and entertainment? Let's roll on. She said again, Jane said she again tried to make it work rather before letting Combs know that she can't do it. His demeanor was agitated, but he said, okay, all right. She said in court, adding that another antenna came in after the first one left. Jane says she only had sex with entertainers to impress my lover. Jane was asked about entertainers she met with. One man who went by the nickname Chef was chosen. I'm sorry. Child, we got the Punisher, we got Chef. Who else is going to come through with a nickname, child? Was chosen when Jane and Combs were watching some of his videos. I'm sorry. Know that shit. Taking drugs and having sex, she said she got in touch with Chef after Combs encouraged her to, rather. She and Chef would have sexual FaceTime calls, and she mirrored the video call on the TV for Combs to watch, she said. Prosecution asked Jane if she wanted to have sex with the entertainer she ended up picking, and Jane reiterated no, she did because she wanted to impress my lover. She said that she did see 2 of the entertainers in person without Combs, and he encouraged her to ask for explicit photos and videos. Moving on, child. Witness testified she at first had no say in how sex partners were selected. At first, Combs chose the entertainers who joined hotel nights, but later Jane started to pick them. She said, explain, I didn't like to be surprised by a stranger. She said she had Combs watch pornography, and from there she had the idea to choose the entertainer she liked from it. All the men involved were strangers. She started picking the entertainers in late 2021, early 2022. I hated it, Jane said. If I'm going to be doing this, I should choose who's going to be on my body. I mean, that's a fair point. I mean, if you're the one going through all this shit, you might as well enjoy it. But still, to that point, the fact that Diddy still did what he did, right, is what the fucked up part is. And everybody's going to say, well, you just read it. You just read that she should choose who should be going on her body. Yeah, I did read that, but do you not see the dumb fuck who's on trial? Not Jane, but Diddy. Jane testified she threw up during a sobriety party. Despite calling it a sobriety party, Jane said Combs used ecstasy and Coca-Cola that night in Beverly Hills. Right there. Jane said Combs used ecstasy and Coca-Cola that night in Beverly Hills. Jane said Combs used ecstasy and Coca-Cola that night in Beverly Hills. It's interesting because did the defense try to get on Breonna Bogelin for using drugs, but yet Combs used ecstasy and Coca-Cola that night in Beverly Hills for the sobriety party? Moving on. She said the party lasted too long, during which she went through the typical routine. She said she was in an outfit with Combs, then went 2 rounds with 2 different men. After that, Jane said she went to the bathroom because she wasn't feeling well and threw up. Sean came in and was like, that's good. You'll feel better. What? Can you imagine, Sean? Hey, listen, champ. Listen, I know. It's the 3rd quarter. You got 1 more quarter to go. I believe in you. In the words of Whitney Houston, I believe in you and me. That love would ever be. As far as I can see, you will always be the one for me. Oh, yes, you will. What the fuck, man? And rest in peace to Whitney Houston, okay? But seriously, though, really? After she threw up, you went in and said, that's good. You'll feel better. Like, what was that supposed to do? Let's go. The 3rd guy is here. She recalled him saying. She said she hated doing the sobriety party without drugs, as she was repulsed and so mad at myself for doing that. The longest hotel night lasted 3.5 days over New Year's 2022, witness testifies. Jane said the longest hotel night was 3 to 3.5 days over New Year's in 2022. She said she did not sleep at all and stayed awake with ecstasy. The shortest hotel night was 12 hours long. When asked how she stayed awake, she answered that it was through the use of ecstasy, caffeine, water, and protein shakes. Witness testified she needed drugs to get through hotel nights. Jane said she felt like she had to take drugs during hotel nights because when I went, it would just feel too real. Something she said she didn't want to experience. I just wanted to feel like it would make things easier, she said, again breaking down in tears. She attempted 2 hotel nights without drugs, but first she said she didn't like it. The fancy wasn't there. It was too real. It wasn't easy. She said she ultimately asked for a pill, after which she felt much better. The second time, she said she wanted Combs to get sober because she cared about him so much. She agreed to take 30 days off from drugs, she said, but said, let's just have 1 more sobriety party, Jane recalled. Jane testified she felt obligated to participate in hotel nights. In court, Jane said she felt obligated to participate in Combs' hotel nights because she felt if she did not, he would take her house away from her, which she was paying for. Just like for Diddy to pay Cassie's place and give her the finances for a lifestyle, this, that, and the third, right? So I wish we could take this back to when we first started dating. Jane wrote in a text to Combs displayed in court, ever since I opened Pandora's box, I have been able to close it. She said one night of fun just turned into the entirety of our relationship, adding that she felt disgusted with myself and was confusing your lust for me as love, causing her heart to break. She told Combs in the text she didn't want to play this role in your life anymore. It's dark, sleazy. It makes me feel disgusted with myself. It's the only reason you have me around and why I pay for my house. She continued. I don't want to feel obligated to perform or fear losing you. I don't want to feel like that anymore. I just want to talk like adults and figure where we could go from here. Combs directed hotel nights. Witness testifies. Jane told the jury that she tried to get hotel nights over with as soon as she could. Combs didn't like that. He asked me to slow things down and do more foreplay, she explained. When she tried to speed things up, Combs would allegedly say, not yet. Bruh, you don't realize, like, you get more flies with honey than vinegar. If there's not a lead up, then there can't be a climax. But yet you wanted to play James Brown and get on up. Child, please. Jane sobs as she describes encounters with sex partners during hotel nights. Jane broke down in sobs as she described her encounters with sex partners during alleged hotel nights that she said could go on for multiple rounds. When she wanted to stop for the time, she said she would tell Combs she was tired, to which he would respond, "You're not getting tired on me, are you? Let's finish strong." She said through tears that she didn't know why she didn't outright tell Combs that she wanted to stop and that he would give her multiple doses of ecstasy per night in order to keep her awake. Combs did not want to use protection, his former girlfriend testifies. Jane was asked what protection she and entertainers used during hotel nights and said they used none because Combs did not want it. But yet you were swapping out different partners that you wanted. Ah, Lord Jesus. And you were in the swinger lifestyle? Okay. Jane says she asked Combs at least twice if the entertainer could wear condoms. The second time she asked was at a Miami hotel, and she said he responded almost incensed and guilt tripped her. He said he didn't want to see a rubber while he was watching. She said, "Motherfucker! I'm sorry, what? You're paying..." What? You didn't want to see a rubber while you were watching? Usually when you're having, intercourse, you put it on and make it do what it do, whoopty-whoopty-woo, and move on. But, bruh, really? Okay. But let Diddy's ass get HIV and this would have been a whole nother thing. Jane returns to the witness stand for day 2 of testimony. Jane, a former girlfriend, Combs is back on the stand for another day of testimony. The prosecution will continue direct questioning of what is supposedly the last witness in the trial. So this is the prosecution's last witness, everybody. And by the way, Diddy does not have HIV. I just want to make that very clear. I was just keeping it a buck. He did not want to wear condoms. But Jane got UTI infections and Cassie got UTI infections, but this dumb fuck didn't want to wear a condom. Just want to point that out. Combs' former girlfriend detailed freak-offs. Yesterday, Jane, Combs' former girlfriend, testified that she and Combs shared a loving relationship beginning in 2021 after her first freak-off. However, she said it became a Pandora's box situation in which she felt she had no choice but to oblige. The sex sessions could last between 24 and 30 hours with no sleep, Jane said. As a single mother who came to depend on Diddy, I felt an obligation because I knew he was paying my rent, she testified. yesterday's witnesses. Breonna Bogle and a friend of Cassie Ventura testified about an incident where Combs allegedly dangled her over a 17-foot balcony in Los Angeles in 2016. The defense accused her of lying, showing a hotel receipt that appeared to show Combs was at the 47 International Hotel and Tower in Manhattan around the time of the alleged incident. Combs' attorney Westmoreland asked Bogle, "You came in here and lied to the jury. Isn't that true?" Bogle replied, "I can't agree with you." Enrique Santos, an investigative analyst for the U.S. Attorney's Office, also briefly testified about extracting data or data from cell phones, including deleted messages. One such message from Cassie Ventura's phone showed her informant Combs Enterprises chief of staff, Christina Corcoran, about the alleged 2016 balcony dangling incident. So that is Breonna Bogle right here. Right here, sorry, right there. Okay. Courtroom eyes will be on James and Combs today. Combs was warned yesterday to steer clear of any looks toward the jury. U.S. District Judge Aaron Surman said it was absolutely unacceptable that Combs would try and interact with the jury panel during testimony. Surman told defense attorney Mark Fellow that if Combs doesn't comply, I will give instructions to the jury, or it could result in the exclusion of your client in the courtroom. So the court will surely be casting more than a passing glance at Combs today to make sure he's not trying to make any eye contact with panelists. And then this was Jane yesterday. Keep this picture in mind right here. Keep this picture in mind right here. We're going to talk about here in just a couple of minutes here. Combs' former girlfriend will return to the same day. Combs' former girlfriend, used the pseudonym Jane, should be back on the witness stand this morning to continue what could be a marathon statement testimony. Her direct examination should go until Monday. The prosecutor, Maureen Ryan Comey, has said the goal is to have her excused by Thursday next week when she is booked to fly home. By Thursday of next week, oh my Lord Jesus, so she might be on the stand until Thursday. And that is everything you need to know about the 18th day of the. So now let's add some dynamic video to this right here. Roll it.
We are hearing some graphic testimony in the Sean Diddy Combs trial. Under the pseudonym Jane, Diddy's ex-girlfriend is breaking down on the witness stand, describing so-called hotel nights, which she says were years of drug-fueled sex parties she never truly agreed to. Combs has pleaded not guilty to all charges, and his defense team says any sexual encounters were consensual. ABC's Rena Roy and legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer are outside the courthouse with more. So, Rena, what's the latest here?
Well, Diane, Jane is sobbing through much of her testimony this morning, and the jury a short time ago got a chance to see some of the text messages between Jane and Sean Diddy Combs. Some of them were loving, some of them were sexually explicit, but prosecutors really seemed to be focused on one from later in their relationship when Jane tried to communicate her true feelings about those so-called hotel nights, when she said Combs forced her into having sex with male prostitutes in front of him. And Jane read her message out loud to the jury, which said in part, "I don't want to play this role in your life anymore. It's dark, sleazy, and it makes me feel disgusted. I don't want to play this role out of fear of losing the roof over my head." And Combs' response was, "Girl, stop." She says he threatened to stop paying her rent if she didn't oblige with his sexual demands. And she also talked about what she said was the longest hotel night. She took jurors back to New Year's Eve in 2022 when she testified that the sex marathon lasted for 3.5 days and that she was only able to get through it using drugs like ecstasy. She said once she even threw up after having sex with 2 male escorts, and that Combs came in and she told him that she had thrown up, and he said, "That's good, you'll feel better," because the 3rd escort had arrived, she said.
Brian, the jury's also seeing these sexually explicit text messages that Jane sent to Diddy. She's testifying that she wanted to play into his fantasies and she didn't want to disappoint him. How hard is it for the prosecution to prove this part of the case without reasonable doubt when she herself is saying that at times she acquiesced and didn't openly protest because she wanted to make him happy? She didn't want to disappoint him.
Yeah, so the jury hearing not only text messages, but also hearing some audio files as well with similar language. And that is a difficult part for the prosecution, something I think the defense is going to jump on when they have an opportunity for cross-examination. But it comes down to consent and what she wanted at that time. And what they're trying to relay is, although these messages were very flirtatious and sexual in nature, that she had given signs, not just in terms of the words, but her body language, that she did not want to have sexual intercourse with other men. Now, going back to what Rena said with that earlier statement of wanting to keep a roof over her head, I can see the defense really getting into this witness by saying that they started dating in 2021, a lease wasn't signed until April 4th of 2023, and also talking about other potential sources of income, knowing that she is a single mother and could have gone and asked for funds from the father of that child or other resources. I think the coercion of using that money might be a contentious aspect of this case as the testimony continues.
Rena, what are you watching for next?
Well, Diane, Jane is expected to be on the stand for up to 5 days, with direct examination expected to last until Monday. So it's clear that the prosecution is really taking their time with Jane because she is a key part to their case. Now, she is the second woman after Cassie Ventura to describe this larger-than-life romance with Combs that turned into years of unwanted sex. So they're trying to show that this was a pattern of behavior from Combs.
Brian, how do you think the defense is going to handle Jane's testimony on cross-examination based on what she said on the stand so far?
So we know that Alexandra Shapiro will be the one cross-examining Jane based on the fact that she's making the objections. And I think what they're going to do is that they're going to look at this relationship, when it started, what resources she had. And I think the focus on resources, because the government is saying that keeping that roof over her head, giving her that $10,000 a month allowance was what really kept her in this relationship. That's the fraud or the coercion or the force that they're attaching to the sex trafficking. And they're going to try to show, I believe, that she was in it to try to get a close relationship with Sean Combs, that she was in it, as she stated earlier, because she had issues with the father of her child, and so did Sean Combs, and that's what helped bond the two of them together, and that this was not about sex trafficking or force or fraud or anything like that, but instead trying to make a better life for herself and her son, something she alluded to about wanting that house with that big yard.
All right, Rena Roy, Brian Buckmeyer, thank you both.
Stephen, you just invested in my life.
There you go. So Rena Roy, Brian Buckmeyer, and Diane Perez from ABC News, thank you very much for that. So with that being said, from News Nation, Oprah, Alicia Keys, and others targeted in Diddy trial deepfake videos. Artificial intelligence generated videos show fake celebrity witnesses at Diddy's trial. Experts says these videos are spreading misinformation about the trial. Misinformation may creep into the courtroom, experts warn. Well, hopefully there is a tech team or social media team that can see these and know what it is. And not to mention too, we follow the actual notes, right? So none of these celebrities have been in the trial, but just like you guys should know about this, the immense public interest surrounding Sean Diddy Combs' criminal trial has created a flood of false content by celebrity witnesses and fake evidence in the case, which experts warn could affect the verdict. Artificial intelligence generated videos claiming high-profile figures like Oprah Winfrey, Jennifer Lawrence, and Jim Carrey, all of whom have no part in the case or witnesses in Combs' trial, have appeared on YouTube, TikTok, and other social media platforms. Some included AI-generated photos of celebrities on the stand, accompanied by false audio. Combs is being tried at a federal courtroom, which bans all photos and videos. One such video claims a mysterious envelope linked to singer Alicia Keys was opened in court while she testified. Another claims that actor Eddie Murphy told jurors he was abused by Combs. None of these individuals have appeared or have been named in the case. While videos have been flagged in captions as entertainment, the content continues to spread misinformation, which raises a host of concerns. According to Ali Madron, Vice President of Pride at media intelligence company Deep Media AI. So as you can see here, there's Tom Hanks, there's Oprah Winfrey, there's Tom Cruise, there's Jennifer Lawrence, and Oprah there's Dwayne The Rock Johnson, that is Ben Affleck, and I think that's Jennifer Lopez. You have Jennifer Lopez there, and there's Ben Affleck. So when you see these, y'all, these are so exaggerated. Please, for the love of God, don't take this into account for these being real, okay? This is why I'm telling y'all about this. That way you guys can know what's going on. It's a super efficient way, rather, to propagate propaganda. Murdrone said the video creators are capitalizing on this weird thing in the human psyche where even if you know something's not real, that the information is presented to you first, it's still in your head at a certain level. He said if people are constantly being fed fake content, Murdrone said it's difficult to maintain a clean information stream around that case. YouTube and TikTok removed the videos flagged by News Nation when reached for comment. TikTok noted one of the videos had been preemptively taken down and sent to News Nation. YouTube said the videos violate its ban policy. All content uploaded to YouTube, including content that's generated with AI tools, must follow our community guidelines. This includes our policies covering spam. When creators' channels terminated from YouTube, this action applies to all other channels that may be owned and operated by the creator, the company said. Does that also include not being on YouTube or anybody else's channel? I'm just wondering. Moving on. I mean, that's what YouTube said. That's what YouTube said. It's policy right here. I just asked a question on top of it. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must apply. A TikTok spokesperson said the company does not allow harmful misinformation or harmfully misleading AI-generated content. Public figures, they said the platform requires people to label realistic artificial intelligence generated content. Well, that's funny because anytime somebody tried to go against 47, it was immediately taken down. There was an account that was deleted. Automatically with no notice given, right? Why are fake Diddy trial videos on the internet? Given the accessibility of artificial intelligence technology, Murdrone said anyone can create false content in a relatively short amount of time. Several accounts associated with fake content have thousands of followers and hundreds of comments under each video. Murdrone said that while some may want to make money off the videos, it's more likely that there's a deeper effort to spread misinformation. He knows that this has already happened with previous elections and other politically charged events. Somebody has a reason why they're putting out that content, because monetization on the platforms is not very much unless you have millions of followers. He said these accounts may not move the needle for a big payout. He said, but they could move the needle towards an idea or certain public opinion. We've been seeing massive growth year over year in a bunch of different ways that people use deep fakes. This is probably the first high-profile trial that I've seen synced it. Shout out to Moses, by the way, and Sonny, that I've seen it applied in this way at this scale. He said, why Diddy trial deepfakes may be harmful. Sarah Joka, an AI and privacy lawyer, said it's entirely plausible that some people may think these videos are true despite how fake they might appear. You will have those people that believe a certain way and that they look for anything to validate their opinions and will hang on to anything as ridiculous as it seems. She said this content can impact public opinion, Joka said, and may also diminish the seriousness of the crimes victim to the Combs trial. The goal is to confuse and manipulate, she said. More concerning, Joka said, is that fake content could impact the jury. While juror will know who exactly took the stand during the trial, fake AI footage about Combs' alleged attacks or conduct that occurred before the trial, such as a false interview with a celebrity, could confuse the juror. She said the jury in the Combs trial that is not sequestered, even though they are not allowed to watch anything about the trial, there's still risk. Joka warned AI makes more information that much more believable, she said. How to stop fake Diddy trial videos. Laws that require clear, strict, and easily identifiable disclaimers on AI-generated content will help combat the spread of misinformation, Joka said, adding that this could be done simply as by adding a hashtag. Macron said that along with legislation, it's just as important that digital platforms fund trust and safety teams to detect and remove misinformation quickly. Most major digital platforms don't allow certain artificial intelligence generated content, so it's a matter of being able to catch it and kill it, he said. Macron also said that it's important to have a human-in-the-loop AI interface in which a person reviews fake content flagged by detection software. So shout out to News Nation for that. Now, this right here, 50 Cent posted this to his Instagram. Now, it is down, right? But it says here, hey, does anyone know who this Jane Doe is? Does anyone know who Jane Doe is? People research this. Man, this stuff with Elon and 47 is crazy. So, here's the thing, right? I saw this earlier this morning, right, from the Neighborhood Talk, and when I went to click it, it was gone. It was gone. It was gone. It was gone. For those of you who don't know, this is Daphne Joy. And Diddy is saying that Daphne Joy was on the stand, right? And for those of you who don't know, Daphne Joy and 50 Cent have a baby mama, baby dad situation, and Daphne Joy was around Diddy, and it escalated to the point where, 50 Cent said, "You little sex worker." So it's a whole thing with Diddy and Daphne Joy. So speaking of that, if you're wondering who Daphne Joy is, here she is here from People Magazine, people.com. Who is 50 Cent's ex-girlfriend, Daphne Joy? What to know about the model and why she is linked to Diddy's sex trial. Daphne Joy, whose real name is Daphne Navarez, shares a son with 50 Cent. So that's 50. So here's 50 Cent. There's Daphne Joy right there. 50 Cent, whose real name is Curtis Jackson, dated Daphne Joy, whose real name is Daphne Navarez. From 2011 to 2012, the former couple shared one child together, son Sire, born in September of 2012. In 2024, Jackson filed a defamation lawsuit against Navarez after she accused the rapper of physical and sexual assault, though it has since been dropped. Daphne Joy, whose real name is Daphne Navarez, is a model, actress, and entrepreneur who shares a child with her ex-boyfriend 50 Cent. Navarez and the rapper Curtis Jackson dated from 2011 to 2012, but have remained in each other's lives because of their son Sire, who was born in September 2012. Over the years, Navarez and Jackson have had their ups and downs. In March of 2024, Jackson filed for sole custody of Sire after Navarez was named a sex worker in a lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs. Navarez denied the allegation. Later that same month, Navarez accused Jackson of sexual physical assault, and he sued her for defamation. He dropped the lawsuit in September 2024. In the midst of her complicated relationship with Jackson and his lawsuit, she continued working and sharing life updates on Instagram. Healing looks different for everyone. Some laugh, some cry, some dive right back into work. As long as you go through it and grow through it, continue to move ahead. Remember that there are always brighter days ahead. She captioned a video of herself in April 2024. Here's everything to know about 50 Cent's ex-girlfriend, Daphne Joy. She is an actress, model, and entrepreneur. So there she is there. Navarez worked as an actress and model before finding her own swimwear line. She acted in Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides in 2011. She worked on Pirates of the Caribbean. Go ahead. That is a huge movie franchise. I'm not mad at. Set up in 2011 and Frankenhood in 2009. In addition to her acting ventures, Navarez is an OnlyFans model as well. After years in the entertainment industry, she found Daphne Joy Swim in 2024. For as long as I can remember, I have always been a curvaceous woman. She wrote the company's website. It took me so long to embrace my curves, and not only do I embrace them now, I feel empowered by every feminine curve on my body. Design pieces with woman's curves and comfort mine has always been the dream of mine. So, see the website up here. So, yep, here it is here. This is Daphne Joy's website. And here is the swimsuit line there. So as you can see, Essence Bikini Bottom. Really? You gonna use SpongeBob here? Okay. Essence Bikini Bottom, $95. Essence Bikini Top, $65. Faith one piece sold out. Harmony one piece sold out. Serenity one piece, $149. Heaven one piece, $89. C Bikini Top, $115. C Bikini Bomb, $95 there. Then you have Sky Bikini Top, $65. Sky Bikini Bomb, $65. Satori Cover Up Skirt, $115. Zen Cover Up Skirt, $95. And then Joy Sarong, $85. So that is the website there for Daphne Joy, just to showcase that. And then the dresses. Let's do that real quick. Then she doesn't have too many dresses here. So here are the dresses. Adriana for $149, Arena $159, Giselle Biscuit for $149, Daphne for $159, Naomi Biscuit for $159, Naomi Carmel or Camel, I think. Naomi Camel, my bad. $159, and then Giselle Camel, $149. Amon sold out. So there is that. So she does have that company. She dated 50 Cent from 2011 to 2012. And there is Sire right there. Sire's like, why am I here? Look, the face of children are always a cackle, as they say. Here we go. Here, the In the Club rapper and model dated from 2011 to 2012, but broke up a few months after Sire was born in September 2012. Since their split, Navarro is supposed to keep quiet about their relationship and explain that she prioritizes privacy. In 2022, Navarro spoke about her desire for privacy after Jackson claimed that she was romantically linked to Combs. I hate speaking about my private life on social media, but I feel like it needs to be addressed. I'm so tired of my narrative being what it is. I was in a 2-year relationship 10 plus years ago and out of the relationship. God bless me with a beautiful, healthy baby boy. Navarro wrote on social media at the time, according to the Shade Room. Shout out to the Shade Room there. Although my child's father and I parted ways, I shifted my focus on my son's well-being, emotionally, spiritually, everything in between. She added, I've healed privately, matured, and been closer, and have been closer to God than ever before, and really appreciating this life. I just want to be happy and be left alone. We are all human, and you never know where life can take you. I'm so tired of feeling my character being prejudged and constantly villainized. I'm not doing anything wrong. I wish no ill will to anyone. I just want to be happy. She shares a child with 50 Cent. This child is like, why are you looking at me? My Lord Jesus. In September 2012, Navarro welcomed her first child, son Sire, with Jackson. Navarro has mostly kept Sire off of her social media pages, posted a video montage of Sire growing up to Mother's Day 2024. Meanwhile, Jackson also shares photos of himself spending time with his son on Father's Day of 2019. He posted a photo of himself cuddling with Sire on Facebook, captioned the photo, "My little man is my buddy. Whenever he thinks of something not going right, he go," or a frown emoji. And can you please just call my dad? He also brought his son to the season 2 premiere of BMF Black Afia Family, which is on Stars, in January 2023. However, in March of 2024, Jackson filed for sole custody of Sire. Navarro went on to accuse Jackson of only seeing Sire 10 times in 2 years after they moved to New York to be closer to him. Jackson has denied the allegation, claimed in a subsequent defamation lawsuit that Navarro retaliated against Jackson's custody filed by posting multiple defamatory statements on Instagram. She was previously in a relationship with Jason Derulo. So there she is there with Jason Derulo. I like the jacket. This scarf was unnecessary. Just saying. After her relationship with Jackson, Navarro dated Jason Derulo for 6 months from late 2015 to early 2016. The former couple were seen together in November 2015, but his rep confirmed to people in May of 2016 that they had broken up. Prior to their split, Derulo told people that the relationship was tough at times, but I'm always on the road. However, he also said that he loved her understated personality. He added, "She's absolutely gorgeous, but it's really amazing to me that she's really humble." Navarro was named in a lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs. So there you go there. Diddy, Daphne. In February of 2024, Navarro was named in a sex trafficking lawsuit filed by Rodney Lil Rod Jones against Combs. In the lawsuit, Combs claimed that Navarro was a sex worker whom Combs paid, and also Young Miami was also in the Rodney Lil Rod Jones lawsuit as well. Combs bragged about having several women on a monthly stipend that goes back to the $10,000 monthly. That goes back to $10,000 stipend that we heard in the trial today with Jane testifying. He named several women, including Navarro, who allegedly were paid a monthly fee to work for Combs, paid a monthly fee to work for Combs and received payment via wire from his R&B music label Love Records. Shortly after the lawsuit became public, Navarro vehemently denied The allegations are posted on her Instagram stories in March 2024. I'm deeply hurt by the lies in Rodney Jones' lawsuit. The claim that I am a sex worker is 100% false and character assassination. She wrote, I am retaining a lawyer to explore all legal remedies both against Rodney and his attorney. She shared a second post aimed at Jackson after he joked about the ongoing sex trafficking lawsuits against Combs. Like I said, he said, your little sex worker. He even said it at a concert. This is what Daphne Joy said. Everything is a joke to you until our safety is compromised, which is happening now. You are wreaking real havoc, frenzy, and chaos onto people's lives. How would you feel if Sire was the one in handcuffs for nothing? She wrote after the time. Navarro showed how the situation was taking an emotional toll on her by posting a video of herself crying to her Instagram story. She wrote in the caption, I won't wish this on any woman. God hears me, and that's all that matters. Meanwhile, Combs' attorney Sean Holley denied the allegations in a statement to People in February 2024. Lil Rod is nothing more than a liar who filed a $30 million lawsuit shamelessly looking for an undeserved payday. His reckless name dropping about events that are pure fiction and simply did not happen. It's nothing more than a transparent attempt to garner headlines, he wrote. Why would I say Sean Holley? Have you been watching the trial, sir? Woody Woodpecker. 50 Cent filed a lawsuit against her in 2024, but later dropped it. Jackson and Navarro's faced legal drama in 2024 as a result of Jones' lawsuit mentioning Navarro's name. Shortly after Jones filed his lawsuit against Combs, Jackson filed for sole custody of their son Sire. His representative told People that he was doing so because of the sex worker allegations Rodney made about Navarro's disturbing allegations in the sworn pleadings recently filed in a court case related to Daphne Joy. The mother of my 12-year-old child has required me to take all necessary legal actions to protect my son Sire, he said in a statement to People at the time. Navarro addressed the sole custody request by posting to her Instagram stories at the time. Family court break. He lacks a father figure in his life and needs male guidance. You're finally catching on. In addition, she also publicly accused him of physically and sexually assaulting her. Let's put the real focus on your true evil actions of raping me and physically abusing me. You are no longer my oppressor, and my God will handle you from this point on, she wrote in March of 2024. You have permanently damaged the last hope I had for you as a father to preserve our family, with these last and final false claims made against me. You have broken our hearts for the last and final time. Jackson denied Navarro's claims and told People in a statement the most recent false and baseless allegations by Daphne Joy are clearly in response to my decision to seek sole custody of my son. My son Sire is my main priority, and keeping him in a safe environment is my only focus at this time. As a result of Navarro's allegations against Jackson, he filed a defamation suit against her in May of 2024. He claimed the lawsuit that Navarro shared false accusations against him that resulted in extensive public ridicule, hatred, and contempt. He further alleged that her post was a purposeful attempt to hurt his reputation and prevented him from seeing Sire. However, by September 2024, Jackson dropped his defamation lawsuit against Navarro and dismissed it without prejudice. Over a decade prior, Jackson was charged with DV against Joy in 2013. The rapper pled guilty to a lesser charge of misdemeanor vandalism and was given around 3 years of probation, 30 days of community service. That's everything you need to know about 50 Cent and Daphne Joy. Now, I will say Daphne Joy is a fine woman. I will definitely say that, but she ain't no Jill Scott. Speaking of people in the culture, literally as we got off of being on tour today, there was some news that happened. There was some news that happened. MediaTakeout.com. Roa reunion chaos. Bravo uncovers truth on leaked Brit Edie pictures. Roa reunion chaos. Kenya was invited. Brit Edie didn't show, and Bravo's receipts got everybody shook. Woo! Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion season is here, and baby is already more chaotic than a wig tug at season 6. Hashtag I just shifted it a little bit rather. But this time the real mess didn't happen at the reunion. It's what did go down that got the entire Bravo world shook. There's Brit Edie, and watch what happens live there. Let's start with the absence heard around Peachtree. Kenya Moore, yes, gone with the one fabulous Kenya Moore was not invited to film the reunion with Edie. She said thanks, but no thanks, and skipped the whole thing. Okay. Ooh, I like that. Okay. what is going on rather. According to Media Takeout, the drama actually stems from an explosive scandal that's been brewing for months. Remember when Kenya Moore allegedly showed an explicit photo of Britt Eady at her salon opening just to be petty and messy in true housewives form? I don't think that explicit photo should be petty and messy in true housewives form. I don't think that should be the case, but that's neither here nor there. Well, it turns out that photo wasn't even Britt. I'm going to say that 2 more times. Well, it turns out that photo wasn't even Britt. Well, it turns out that photo wasn't even Britt. Now, if you were with me for the morning edition of Braylon's Virtual Tour Live, we actually talked about that this morning. That Britt said that that photo was not her. Right? Apparently, there was a falling out with cast members of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's keep rolling. And that is Britt Eady with Rick Ross that used to date at one point in time. According to insiders, Bravo did a full-scale investigation and found out that the image in question was actually a screenshot from an adult film and not one starring Britt Eady, which means Kenya came to the salon opening with a whole Orno printout thinking she had the ace card and played herself instead. Somebody cued the clown music. I'm gonna read that 2 more times. Yep, according to insiders, Bravo did a full-scale investigation and found out the image in question was actually a screenshot from an adult film and not one starring Britt Eady, which means Kenya came to the salon opening with a whole Orno printout, thinking she had the ace card, played herself instead. Somebody cued the clown music. 1 more time for the 1 more time. According to insiders, Bravo did a full-scale investigation and found out that the image in question was actually a screenshot from an adult film and not one starring Britt Eady, which means Kenya came to the salon opening with a whole Orno printout, thinking that she had the ace card and played herself instead. Somebody cue the clown music. For the people in the back, I'm going to spell this all out for you. Okay? Gone with the wind, fabulous. Gone with the wind, fabulous. Gone with the wind, fabulous. Team Troy, how y'all doing? You good? You good? You doing good? Because Team Troy is looking really fucking stupid. I mean, y'all have always been stupid as shit anyway. I mean, everybody who defended Kenya Moore advocates for revenge for the people in their lives that if it happens to their family and friends or to themselves, they could give 2 fucks about it. What? Did I offend you? Are you big mad? Are your sensibilities broken? Don't give a fuck because y'all looking like this.
It's not just feeding the hungry only on Thanksgiving. It's an everyday situation. You know what I mean? This is 265 days a year.
That is funny. 265 days? Where the hell that bitch live at?
It's
let's roll. This bombshell was reportedly dropped on Brit right before film reunion. And sis was like, oh, you thought I was coming? Nah, she tapped out. And Kenya, Mia Takeout was told she wasn't even invited in the first place. So you remember the Kenya Moore Confessions, the 4-part live series that got us over to 3,000 subscribers. And let me tell you something, everybody was here on this channel for it. Kenya said that they did not, that, you know, she wasn't invited to the reunion, right? Right. So, oh wait, let me flip the reverse right back. She said that she was invited, but then she was uninvited. But turns out here, according to Mia Takeout, they were told that she wasn't even invited in the first place. We're guessing Bravo was still sorting out the fallout and trying to avoid the return into a live courtroom episode. But here's where it gets even juicier. Despite the scandal, Bravo is now all but certainly bringing Kenya back next season. Apparently, the internal investigation cleared her enough to justify a return. Let's be real, Kenya is good TV. The mess, the shade, the villain arc with the occasional vulnerability. She's basically a central row of DNA at this point. But what about Brit? She's not done. Mia Takeout has learned that she has hired a lawyer, is gearing up to sue both Bravo and Kenya Moore. She is ready to pull the legal trigger unless Bravo hands her a fat contract to return next season. But baby, that lawsuit might be dead on arrival. So right here, this is what Britt Edie said on her Instagram story. As everyone is now aware, I am not attending the reunion. This was my decision. The events of the season have devastated me, and while I can't say much right now, I do want to set the record straight about one thing: the graphic sexual photos surrounding the events in episode 5. That photo was not me. As you can see right there, that photo was not me. That photo was not me. As the episode makes clear, I did not see the photo at the time. Rather, I was made aware of the photo being presented at the event. Based on what I was told, assumed that it was somehow a photo of me, which is why I reacted in the way that I did. I do not know who was in that photo, but upon seeing it recently for the first time, I now know it was not me. I look forward to seeking accountability and moving past this dark part of my life. Why? Because Bravo's cast contracts are mess-proof. Mia Takeout has reviewed multiple contracts from Atlanta Housewives, and they include ironclad clauses that prevent Housewives from suing Bravo or jail from defamation as long as cameras are rolling. That's right. On this show, someone calls you a lying snake, fake butt, and secret baby. You pretty much have to take it with a glass of champagne and a confessional. To make things even trickier for Britt, she reportedly claimed online that the explicit image Kenya posted of her was when she was underage, but now we know the image wasn't even her. That means Britt may have opened herself up for more drama than she thought. Kenya's lawyers, at this point, the reunion might as well have been filmed in an empty room with a boom mic and a ball of peach Ciroc. Nah. But don't worry, season 16 is already shaping up to be fire. Portia's back, Phaedra's back, and now it looks like Kenya's back too. That's not official. Now all we need is Ian destroying with a so nasty, so rude clutch, and Sheree to pretend her joggers are still launched next spring. We got ourselves a vintage row of revival. Stay tuned, because Real Housewives of Atlanta is clearly entering its revenge season. Now here's the thing, right? Even though Britt Edie said what she said, that they were underage, other people also said that too, right? So it's like, are you really going to give that same energy to everybody? And also, too, even though the photo was not of Britt, Kenya still released porn on national television. So there is that. Shout out to Diana Rose, because I saw her notification first, and this is the Instagram account that she showed here. Britt Edie sues Bravo for defamation, sexual harassment 1 year after explicit poster drama. Britt Edie is gearing up for a serious legal battle. She is suing Bravo for defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, sexual harassment, and more over the jaw-dropping drama that stemmed from Kenya Moore allegedly displaying explicit images of her at her salon opening last year. The Real Housewives of Atlanta star filed legal docs against Bravo and its parent company NBC Universal and its production companies Truly Original and Endemol Shine North America Thursday, claiming that they knowingly misled the public into believing Moore did in fact distribute photos of her in the midst of a sexual act last June. And then that is a screaming gif, I guess. And then, of course, you see comments, or the comments, shout out to Queens of Bravo Plus. And then from Hot New Hip Hop, Andy Cohen seems to respond to Britt Eady's lawsuit against Bravo for defamation. Britt Eady claims Bravo knew the explicit photos Kenya Moore shared were not of her, but still pushed the public to believe otherwise. Britt Eady and Kenya Moore faced nasty beef, so nasty and so rude beef. Shout out to Nene. 265 days. Where the hell that bitch live at? Close your legs to married men. Moving on. During the Real Housewives of Atlanta filming last June, and things haven't gotten better since then. The former is accused of the network Bravo of pushing defamatory and sexually harassing narratives about her, resulting in a $20 million lawsuit. Real Housewives guru Andy Cohen seemed to respond to this online, causing even more interest. Per that Grape Juice and the Neighborhood Talk, Britt Eady referenced the Kenya Moore salon altercation. Moore displayed explicit pictures of Eady on the night of her salon opening. Eady claims that Bravo knew fully well that it wasn't Britt in those pictures, but accused them of allegedly pushing that narrative anyway. Now she's suing the Real Housewives Network for defamation, sexual harassment, and subjected her to emotionally hostile workplace. According to TMZ, Britt Eady claims that Bravo falsely yet unmistakably implied that Eady was the subject of Moore's explicit pictures. This, according to the lawsuit, caused emotional distress and embarrassment. Britt Eady's lawsuit. This is reaching a level of pay that's beyond anything I've seen for popcorn emoji. So that was said today. And here it is from the Neighborhood Talk. Britt Eady files a $20 million lawsuit against Bravo for defamation, sexual harassment, claiming that they were aware of the sexually explicit photos were shown by Kenya were not of her, but they led the public to believe that they were. And then, of course, the thing I just read there. And that's what Andy Cohen said. Here, this is reaching a level of pay that's beyond anything I've seen. This all happened back in June of 2024, but Bravo still chose to air it. And in its aftermath of April of 2025, Britt Eady alleges that this was a malicious attempt that contributed to a hostile work environment by forcing her to show up, film, and speak on the incident. Again, the incident allegedly did not concern her at all to begin with, but she said that she still had to assume that baggage. In addition, Britt Eady alleges Bravo subjected her to sexual harassment. She accuses them of engaging in unwelcome, offensive, and sexualized behavior and comments after the gender attack. Elsewhere, Britt Eady's lawsuit targets Bravo and its parent company, NBC Universal, production company's Truly Original and Endemol Shine North America, for $20 million in total. She reportedly wants cash and for Bravo to pull the episode about the spa opening. Well, here's the thing, right? The episode already aired, so the only way you could really pull that is from Peacock. Right? So... as for Andy Cohen's alleged response, he recently tweeted the following as sent fans to speculation. This is reaching a level of pay that's beyond anything I've seen. Take that for a grain of salt, as nothing explicitly ties the statement rather to Britt Eady or Kenya Moore. Child, and you're probably wondering, Brandon, why are you reading this? Well, because Diddy, right? Photos, videos, sexual harassment, hostile workplace environment. So, with that being said, I'm going to turn on my camera now because we done the whole show for over an hour. Yes, we have. Woo. Child, what a show. Did y'all really think that I was not going to address this? Child, listen. I literally just got off of being on tour. And then that breaking news happened. I'm like, nope. I am going to wait. And I will bring it back around tonight. So, see? Everything that needs to be said and talked about usually ends up being on tour, child. Like I said, what show tonight? I mean, listen, you got Diddy saying Daphne Joy was on the stand, which, I mean, similarities, sure, but we don't know the actual factual identity of Jane, right? I put Jane Doe because, you know, Jane is usually related to Jane Doe, right? So that's just me. But I will edit that because it did say Jane Doe. But then you have, you know, Jane giving that graphic, blunt, and forthcoming testimony. I mean, she was very, very ironclad in what she said, everything that she said, from the drugs to the Diddy is still paying rent and everything else. Child, like I said in the thumbnail, these tears that are being heard out loud for the first time, they were in silence in the background. Sincerely so. We'll take a little commercial break. We'll be back more. We are live on tour. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll be back right after this. Roll it, y'all.
Beyond this gate, find gardens green and epic worlds to fill your dreams.
Here you leave today and enter a world of
Mickey Mouse! A world of princesses.
A world of villains.
And heroes.
Raise your sabers.
A world of other worlds.
A world of all the favorites. A world of throwbacks.
A world of
For whatever you love, infinite worlds await.
McDonald's. I'm loving it.
I'm loving y'all right back. Welcome back into Brayley's Virtual Tour Live. Let me read y'all the daily motivator real quickly here. Yes, indeed, another great show. And by the way, I found the PDF documents. So give me a moment. I'm going to make a thumbnail that we'll read this. It's not long, y'all. It's only like, a couple of pages. But just to add it to the timeline, because, we cover everything over here. We're covering Diddy. We're covering Britt Eady's lawsuit as well. Okay. All right. Moving on. The less one has to do, the less time one finds to do it in Lord Chesterfield. The less one has to do, the less time one finds to do it in. The less one has to do, the less time one finds to do it in. Very well said. Here we go for Friday, June 6th, 2025. Make a plan and get fired up about it. Keep the plan in front of you so you're always reminded to follow it. Write it down, post it on your wall, have something purposeful to rely on in those moments when you're wondering what to do next. Get creative, putting together a system that encourages you to make meaningful use of time rather than waste it. Transform moments that would have been empty to satisfying, rewarding endeavors. Experience the exhilaration of setting a goal and making it happen. Demonstrate to yourself the value of willingly taking on difficult challenges. Inject the power of intention into every day. Devise a plan that means something to you and see how great you feel when you make it happen. Ralph Wilson. I had the plan of going out today and getting my Dunkin' cold brew, but child, it looked too hot outside today, so I had to stay there. So the first thing I'll tell you about making a plan, it's okay to rest on your plan, okay? Because sometimes if you're moving too much, you don't have any time to really be still. That's the first thing I'll tell you. The second thing I'll tell you about, make a plan, right? Transform moments that would have been empty into satisfying, rewarding endeavors. This is a satisfying and rewarding endeavor. I love how we are able, right, to go from, for example, DDG, right, and Haley Bailey to the Diddy trial to covering Wicked for Good, all in one foul swoop, and still being who we are. We're not switching up to exist. We're showcasing who we are because we're about it, right? So that's the second thing I'll tell you is anything that's empty is determined by you. And finally, see how great you feel when you make it happen. In order for anything to feel great, you have to be able to feel that what you're doing will create a space of greatness. So with that being said, it's time. Best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you don't. Never say you want more special because you were always born a blessing. And trust you may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Why is one thing to call yourself? Another thing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. And hopefully by spending time together, we'll be great together. And always remember, we're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life, or just recognizing that, listen, whatever you feel like is in the dark, believe you me, all it takes is a mag flashlight to shine what you've done. Make sure the replay is not just for if you watch it, not just for if you listen to it, but for you want to experience it again. I love you. I value, I embrace you. I'll always remember, receive love, you gotta give it, receive love, you gotta give it, receive love, you gotta give it. Wherever obstacles you have overcome, where success you have achieved upon this particular day, I'm extremely proud of you, but no one else is proud of you. Be proud of your damn self. And finally, y'all, listen. Just because you can't get retribution right now doesn't mean that you can't get retribution later. I think that is what's happened with Diddy and with Diddy. Even though things have happened, that doesn't mean that the story cannot evolve. Commercial break and fireworks coming your way for the day that was, for the day that's coming, for the blessings on what you need. All of us as a society, as people, as a culture. I feel the love and send it right back to you. This is your final stop. Good night to you. Give me a few moments. I'm gonna make a quick thumbnail. I found the documents for Diddy. We're gonna read those live just to add that to the timeline as well. One love, much love, all love. Bye, everybody. See you. Bye. Oh, by the way, I do feel the love and send it right back to you. Now, bye, everybody.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, You rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.